Give me a fashion forward black female protagonist turned demon hunter for the sake of family, cousin, guardian angel, best friend, culinary genius, and this romantic fantasy will have you ready to slay in every realm of reality. Are you ready?
The Books and Vogue podcast. Come get your favorite next book. The Books and Vogue podcast with Catherine Brad.
Welcome, book lovers, to the Books on Vogue podcast. This is your premier listening experience all about immersive reading and helping avid and reluctant readers alike imagine book characters like never before. I'm your host, Katrin Dad. The format of the show is I introduce a book, share tips on how you can engage your senses as you read this title because it's one thing to be a mood reader, but you get a little something extra from the story when you are a set the mood reader. And finally, I will end the show with a reimagining of my favorite scene. Today, we will discuss techniques for getting into Love Be Damned with none other than the author, Briana Garrett. Welcome, Briana.
Hi, thank you for having me. Excited to be here.
Awesome. Awesome. So tell us about the book.
Love Be Damned is my first novel. It was self-published. It's about a teen fashion designer named Diana Miller, who is trying to save her younger sister after her younger sister's boyfriend gets turned into a demon. Basically, it's about how, sisters can, come together and how she has to, embrace this whole new world that she was unaware of. Her guardian angel comes to help her, along with her best friend and her cousin. And there's a potential new person involved who may or may not be her romantic interest. He's named Carter, and he may or may not be involved with the demon. So I hope you guys read it to find out.
Well, thank you so much for that, Brianna. Do you care to join me in a discussion of some tips for setting the reading mood?
Absolutely. Let's go.
Well, okay, book lovers, I hope you have your writing utensils ready because class is in session.
Hear it, see it, smell it, sense it, taste it, touch it. Ah. Hear it, see it, smell it, sense it, taste it, touch it. Ah. Hear it, see it, smell it, sense it, taste it, touch it. The Books and Vogue podcast.
So, Brianna, what's the vibe? How can we engage our spirit as we read this book?
A lot of the book was inspired by a lot of the 90s shows that I watched growing up and like early 2000 shows growing up. So, like, That's a Raven, or like a Fresh Prince, or like a Moesha vibe. A lot of that would be good. Like, I don't want to say like a prereq if you want to get into something, if you want to watch any of those shows. I think that they would maybe put you in the right headspace for it. A favorite movie of mine also, like the Rodgers and Hammerstein Cinderella with Brandy and Whitney Houston. Excellent. I think if you were to watch that, maybe it would be it would put you in the right headspace for it. Um,
So many things came to mind when you said that. I started in my head singing Impossible.
it's excellent. It's so good. I can't watch. I showed it to a friend of mine recently, and I was trying my best not to like sing over Whitney Houston. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna let Whitney do it. But
You can't. You cannot. You just
I
have
know
to. Just do it. Whitney will
it's excellent.
understand, may her memory be a blessing. She will understand. And then when you said like the shows from the 90s, you know what instantly came to mind when I think about fashion forward shows was the Parkers.
Oh, okay, yeah. I haven't seen that show in
Yeah,
a
mommy
long
daughter,
time.
they were so fashionable. I love them so much. But okay, what's the sound of Love Be Damned? What key notes in music or nature could set the tone as we read this novel?
Um, I do think that anything like one of the main characters in the book, as I mentioned, Carter, he's a romantic interest in the book. He plays the violin. He also may or may not play another instrument. I don't think that's a spoiler. We'll get into it, but um, he plays the violin in the book, And the first thing that comes to my mind is the intro to the thong song for some reason.
Ah! Dun, 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 dun,
just
dun.
yeah, just the violin part of the thong song. I think that's pretty. Just listen to that on a loop, and I think you'll get it. So that's what I think of when I think of like if I'm looking for like a song.
I'm sorry, but yes, 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 all of that. That's the classics. That's the classics.
That is a
You know,
classic. It's
it's
good.
some young people who never heard that song. That is a classic.
It's good. And you know what? I listen to the whole song, but just that intro makes me think of Carter.
Oh
I
yes.
think he would be, he plays the violin and he's, got a lot of other interests and things, and I think he would play the hell out of that.
Shout out to Cisco
Love that
from Drew
song.
Hill. Shout out to the thong song. So let's get into the aesthetics. This can be any visuals aside from the book, such as lighting.
I think a good aesthetic, honestly, um, anything that makes you like think fashion. I think immediately of like fashion montages from like your favorite movies or stuff, like when they take the quote unquote, pretty nerd girl and they turn her into like a diva. I think that that's like a strong aesthetic, like anything with like nice fabrics or like I don't know, bed sheets come to mind, like soft bed sheets, stuff like that, like the aesthetic. A lot of it is based on like fashion and clothes. In the book, I think Ayana, the main character, gets into like vintage fashion. So like maybe like stuff from the 90s and like the 80s, um, stuff like that, like older, more defined clothes, like even the early 2000s. I think now a lot of the clothes are just kind of like cheap, for lack of a better word. If you buy something like now, it'll fall apart in like 3 days. So I think like older clothes, maybe like from the 80s, 90s, early 2000s, would be a good visual to get your head into it. Um, Stuff like that.
Okay, okay. Um, yeah. I like to add a caveat onto that. Yes, like, oh my goodness, I had the ugliest dress from the 80s that my mom used to always make me wear. It was vegetables all over it. And it wasn't even
Vegetable
like cute vegetables. It was like plots, like it was a farm
vegetables.
dress, right? It buttoned all the way up to the neck. It had a collar, and it had like a plot here of peas and whatever. And even the buttons were like little carrots and whatnot.
Oh,
I
your mom didn't want you to get a date. She was
I
trying to set you
right?
up.
I long for the day that that dress started to fall apart. That dress is
Yeah.
still hanging on. It's
Well,
still hanging.
it's well made. That's the thing about the 80s and the 90s. They didn't want stuff to fall apart. Now it's get it off of Temu or whatever. It'll fall apart in 24 hours.
We gonna have a talk about Timu because that's my place. That's my place. I feel
Well,
attacked.
don't buy clothes off of Temu. They'll fall apart or give you a rash.
Okay, okay, okay. So, what's the flavor? Any food or drink companions for this title?
I'm thinking sweets because like you mentioned, one of Ayana's best friends in the book is a baker. So she's always baking like cookies, cakes, pies. There's another character in the book who is always eating her sweets along with Ayana. And so, a lot of that ties into the book, like friendship as well. I think just sweets are good to share with friends, just bring them a tray of brownies, you'll be friends forever, stuff like that. Anything like really sweet. If you want to get into it, I'd say maybe ice cream is always good. Um, but I'm thinking specifically like maybe cupcakes. Cupcakes are great.
I love
I don't know if
cupcakes.
you're the kind of person that likes no frosting. My family doesn't like frosting on their cupcakes,
Mm,
but I'm a frosting girly.
same. I love frosting. I love
Hmm.
give me sprinkles, give me cherry on top, give me all
Hmm.
the fixings. It makes me so happy.
And there is a scene with cupcakes in the book, and so when you read that, I think you'll be like, "Oh, okay, we're vibing."
Yes, I can't wait to get to that part.
Yep.
So what's the aroma? Are there any smells to transport us into the pages?
I'm thinking like vintage store, like when you go to, not Goodwill, but like when you go to like a thrift store, like that smell when you walk in, if that makes sense, like that smell of like older clothes. I'm still on the vintage thing. I think that that would probably be um the smell. Or there is like I feel like this book has a couple of different settings that would have a smell to them. Like Ayana works in her fashion studio, which is basically in her garage. So it would smell like probably a garage. Or if you are like journeying into the world where she meets Carter and where she meets, all of these other characters, they are at a fancy country club, which would have a fully different smell. So I'm thinking like champagne. I'm
Mm.
thinking like one of those bougie candles from like Yankee Candle. um I'm thinking like finer things in life, like whatever you think would smell, I don't want to say rich, but like luxurious, things like that. So either of those smells I feel like would fit the book very well, just because I feel like the book has two different main settings, if that makes
Yeah,
sense. So
got it.
whichever you think would fit the vibe of the scene you're reading.
Okay, okay. So, how can we get more of the feels? This is engaging our sense of touch. It can be temperature related, but how can we get more of the feels with this novel?
This is important to me. Get comfortable. Be wearing something comfortable. I can't tell you how important it is to dress comfortably. If you are not comfortable, you're not going to have a good time no matter what. Like if you're in your pajamas, that's cool. I think sweatpants are always good. I know people, might not, love the way that they look in sweatpants, but I'm like, you don't have to see other people. Just sit down and enjoy. You'll be okay. I love pajama pants. I love anything loose fitting. Like don't wear anything that's like constricting. Be comfortable in your home or wherever you're reading. I think that's very important. And I can't stand clothes that don't fit well. So wear something comfortable. That is the advice.
Okay, fuzzy onesie, got it. Check.
Fuzzy onesie, yes.
Fuzzy onesie.
Wear something comfortable. Be comfortable.
Okay, okay. And on that note, there you go, book lovers. These are your recommended supplies as you read this title. If you're able, pause and get some of these if available, or simply imagine because it's time for my favorite scene. Disclaimer, please note that exact words, names, locations, and or scenarios mentioned and its reimagined reenactment may differ from the actual book. Sharing my favorite scenes I reenacted though, imagining the fiction world that I've been reading of. Going up all the things, I just gave you a list. Come experience all the senses as protagonists. And it don't get more real than this. Immersive read with books on both and live vicariously. Act 1, Scene 3. Ayana meets Nova, starring Briana Garrett as Ayana and the narrator, and Kat Trinidad as Nova.
Ayana knocked on the door before entering. The dim room was the size and shape of a broom closet with a small desk in the center that took up about a third of the space. The remaining two-thirds of the room were taken up by filing cabinets filled with so many documents they burst. Paperwork spilled out of the folders onto the floor. That left Ayana standing in one spot, unable to move without stepping on something. Behind the desk was a tall, gawky black kid who looked to be about Ayana's age. His hair was cut short and he seemed handsome enough, but that wasn't what caught Ayana's attention first. No, that was the bright red Christmas sweater he wore featuring a black Santa. Santa wore an equally garish Christmas sweater with real bells on it that jingled when he moved. Despite the horrendous sweater, it was hard to get a read on him because he typed furiously on his computer as Ayana watched him. Hi, I'm Ayana Miller.
Oh, good. Come in. Have a seat.
Ayana blinked at the paperwork scattered along his desk before turning her gaze to the chair that was stacked high with more documents. Listen, I'm not sure what I'm doing here, but I think I'm in the wrong... Ayana turned to leave, heading for the door.
Oh, you can't leave. We haven't even started. Take a seat.
Despite herself, Ayana tried the doorknob. Locked. Nova watched her expectantly. She plopped on top of the stack of documents.
Sorry about the mess. I just got a new assignment and it came with a lot of paperwork. I mostly skimmed over some, but hang on. What am I talking about? How it goes?
Listen, be straight with me right now. Am I dead?
What? No.
Okay, great.
Allow me to properly introduce myself. I am the Archangel Nova, and I was recently assigned to be your guardian angel, Ayana.
Wait, you're my guardian angel? Seriously?
What? What's funny about that?
Well, for starters, that sweater.
Why? What? What's wrong with it? Actually, never mind. Ayana, you're here because I wanted to speak with you.
Okay.
It's about your file.
My file?
Yes, your file. All of these papers are your life. Your history, your likes, dislikes, your less than stellar driving record. I've been going through so much, as much as I can. But everything I've found so far has indicated that you have lived a perfectly blessed life.
Nova peers through several filing cabinets before finally holding up the file he'd been searching for.
Aha! It says here that within the past 6 months, you were a finalist for that Yvonne Edwards internship thing, and you were set to graduate with honors. My point is, you seem to be on the right track. In my opinion, you didn't really need to be assigned a guardian angel. There's obviously been some kind of mistake.
A mistake?
That's what I'm saying. This was obviously a misunderstanding. You don't need me. You got this. You're a strong, independent woman who don't need no man, right? Right.
Hey, this was fun, but can I leave now?
Yeah, you're free to go. I still believe there was some sort of mix up, and so we're all good here. It was nice to meet you, Ayana. I'll probably be seeing you around once I'm reassigned to your sister.
Sabrina?
Yes, she's the one dating the demon after all. Book lovers, if you have enjoyed this sneak peek, you can get more by reading the whole book. Love Be Damned by Briana Garrett. It's available at your local library and everywhere books are sold. And if it's not, request it because you deserve to read all the books that interest you. And if you have already read Love Be Damned or are in the middle of reading it, let me know in the comments what you like to do to set the mood for reading because I would love to hear from you. So please leave your feedback. Did you know you can support this show by downloading and becoming a member of the Live Podcast Network app? You would experience unlimited access to Black hosted content and will be able to keep bringing you amazing content week after week. Brianna, is there anything else you would like to share with the listeners?
I'm currently working on another book that is taking place in New Orleans. What I can share about that right now is that it is inspired by Encanto, kind of like the Disney movie Encanto, about a family with magic powers that they are trying to figure out why they are going haywire. And that's what I have going on. And to keep up to date on that and anything involving Love Be Damned, I just think people should subscribe to my newsletter. It's linked in my on my website and everywhere I am on social media. So Instagram, Twitter, Threads, and Blue Sky.
So I want to say thank you, Brianna, for joining us today.
Thank you. It's been great being here. It's been nice to meet you, and this was so fun.
Likewise. And thank you, book lovers, for listening. With peace, love, and joy. Happy reading.
The Books and Vogue Podcast. Come get your favorite next book here. The Books and Vogue Podcast. With Catching Red. Subscribe, listen, check out recommendations, and happy reading.